Now the next few statements which I am going to make are very mystical. Understand? Now whatever I spoke looks very logical, and they are logical. The next few statements are going to be very mystical. Enlightened person is a person who is established in the present moment, whose energy is in 0 TPS. He is neither lost in the future nor lost in the past. Understand? The first statement which I am making, enlightened person is a person who is established in the present. If you can bring down your TPS and establish yourself in the present, you are enlightened. One more thing, future, past, present, all these three put together only is called as eternal. Am I right? Eternal means Nitya. Eternal. You can touch the eternity only in the present moment. See, the eternity itself can be touched only by present moment. You can't touch the eternity through future or past, because both of them does not exist directly under your control. Past, you can't catch the past. It's not there. You can't catch the future. It's not there. You can touch only the present moment. If you want to enter into that eternal bliss or the present moment, enlightenment, the only way is to bring down your TPS to the present moment. To the present moment. One thing, enlightened person is a person who is established in the present moment. The next few statements which you need to understand. If you are in 100 TPS, you are in the presence of a being who is in 0 TPS, means the present moment. Something happens in you. Your time shaft also starts slowing down. This is what I was saying, very mystical. Understand? Very mystical. The person who is in 100 TPS, if he comes and sits with a being who is in 0 TPS, suddenly the TPS drops drastically. Fortunately, enlightened person's TPS can't be raised by you. Only you can be dropped by him. Fortunately, he can't be raised by you. Now you need to understand a little deeply how it drops. As you think, we are all not disconnected, separate islands. Even though civilization constantly teaches you, we are not disconnected, individual islands. Maybe in the physical layer, you are all individual islands. If the food is poisoned, only the person who eats will suffer. But if the air is poisoned, the poisoned gas is inside, whoever is breathing will suffer. Means in pranic layer, second layer, the distance between all of us is reduced. Am I right? If the mind is polluted, a bigger group will suffer, the whole state will suffer. If one polluted brain sits as a leader, you know. Now I am not saying anything. I am not saying anything. I am telling you, I am not saying anything. Why are you thinking something and laughing? And if one corrupted brain One person who is disturbed in Manomaya Kosha, he can corrupt the whole state. And the next level, one corrupted visualization, atomic theory, corrupted visualization, it can destroy the whole planet Earth. Understand? Now let us analyze these koshas. Annamaya kosha means the physical body you have. These both are closely related, that's why I am explaining. Physical body you have is the first layer. Second is all the pranic movements. Prana means air flow, air circulation happening in you is the second layer. Air circulation is not just inhaling and exhaling. There is some more process. When I come to that layer, we will discuss about it. Your inner chattering is your third layer, mental layer. Your visualization is your fourth layer, Vijnanamaya kosha. Your silence or peace or bliss which you rarely experience is Anandamaya, bliss layer. I can give the English words for that so that you don't have to struggle with that Anna Maya and Prana Maya and all those. This becomes a Maya, it's instead of Maya. Physical layer, first. Second, air. This is a rough translation. Prana is not actually air, energy. Please put up with my spelling and writing. Whatever I say I mean, not what I write. Yes, I think I am okay. I am still, only this capital letter, small letter problem, that you can manage. After this enlightenment, that verbalization has completely disappeared. That's why so much of struggle this. Air energy. Then third is mental layer, inner chattering. Inner chattering is your mental layer. Oh, it's supposed to be small e. Okay. I managed it. One nice thing with enlightenment is you can manage any situation. Somehow that spontaneous intelligence will come, you can manage any situation. And the fourth is visualization. Okay. Fifth is bliss layer. Bliss or the joy which you rarely experience. You experience only blisters, not bliss. Bliss is very rare thing. These 5 layers, maybe in the physical layer we are all individual independent islands. If your food is poisoned, only the person who eats will suffer. In air energy, the distance is little less. If the air is polluted, maybe a group of people will suffer. Mental energy, if the inner chattering is polluted, maybe the whole country under whom that person, and see, the country which is under that person or under his influence will suffer. Wrong visualization means wrong inventing. See, the inventing, discovering and all these things happens only in the visualization plan, not in mental plane. Only in this plane. Einstein says, I am successful because I did whatever I did through my visualization. I am successful because I can imagine. He has not discovered atomic theory or E equal to mc square through his logic. He says, after the truth only I developed the steps. Means it was through imagination, visualization. corrupted visualization can disturb the whole planet Earth. We are all now threatened just by that one theory, one philosophy. Today the planet Earth has got atomic weapons. All countries, atomic weapons put together. You can burn planet Earth for 700 times. Once burning is enough, but you have enough weapon to burn the planet Earth for 700 times. One wrong visualization, whole planet Earth can suffer. Fortunately, the bliss layer cannot be corrupted because still it is under the control of enlightened beings. Otherwise, long before the planet Earth would have disappeared, the cosmos would have perished. Fortunately, still this layer key is kept with us. It's not available for public. That is why still Earth exists. And one more thing, this is a very mystical prophecy. Don't bother, nothing, you will never perish. The global warming and all these things may come and go. It may all affect only the group of people who have created collective negativity. But never the humanity will perish. Nothing will happen to planet Earth because this layer is still completely, properly kept under the control of enlightened beings. They manage the whole situation. At some extreme points they interfere in these 3 layers, in these 4 layers. So, anyhow, all you need to understand is, you are not islands as you think. When you come under a corrupted mental layer, whether you want or not, you are suffering. Am I right?
Yes.
Same way, when you come under a pure mental layer person, a great leader, whether you want or not, you will have all the plus and joy and the positive things created. Am I right?
Yes.
Same way, whether you want or not, when you come under the presence of a person who is in the bliss layer, your TPS will come down. Are you clear about the whole thing? Whether you want or not, when you come under the presence of a bliss layer person, TPS drastically drops. That is why we say Upanishad, sitting with an enlightened being who is in the bliss layer, brings your TPS down. Because because the person has gone beyond the mind. He has entered into non-return zone. Fortunately. You understand? As long as you have mind, you will be disturbed. With the bliss energy, enlightened being, there is no mind to get disturbed. There is no mind to get disturbed. Rivers can dry up. Ocean cannot dry. He has become ocean. The river has entered into the ocean. That is why, instead of somebody else affecting him, he affects everybody. Person who can't be affected by others, but who affects everybody, is enlightened being. Whoever comes in his presence, they are all affected, but he never gets affected. Apuyamana machala pratishtam. How the Gita says, established in the self. Anyhow, you are clear about that? The TPS coming down happens when you sit with the master. Then you may ask, then let us sit for half an hour and go away. Why 2 days unnecessarily? The problem is because you forgot how to sit. I have to teach 2 days just to make you sit. That is the problem. If I ask you to sit, you will be either sleeping or restless, or you may start doing some japa or some mantra or something. No mantra, no technique, nothing. Just sitting. You forgot the art of just sitting. In Zen they call it Zazen. Just sitting. You forgot that. Just sitting is no more part of your being. to teach that just sitting, it takes 2 days for me. Because you know everything except sitting, except just being. That is why I had to work 2 days to bring the TPS as down as possible. You can call, when you are in this 100 TPS, you are in Annamaya Kosha, physical layer. When you are in 80, you are in pranic layer, air energy. When you are in 60, you are in mental layer. Means when the TPS comes down, step by step, you go to the inner, deeper and deeper layers. When the TPS comes to 0, you are in bliss layer. You are in Anandamaya Kosha. Now, we will sit with Master in every layer. We will open up every layer and try to sit with him, so that too many ways we are trying to reduce the TPS, to bring the frequency down, to reduce the thoughts per second. The whole process which we are going to do for next 2 days is sitting with a 0 TPS being, so that it can drop drastically. And there is one more step. You can also balance yourself to come down, to reduce the TPS and to sit with him, because you forgot how to just sit. You learnt everything except sitting. Now we are going to do something just to stop you doing anything else. We will be doing something. Why? Otherwise you will be doing something else. Just to stop you do something, just to stop you do other things, we will be doing something. We will be doing something. So that doing only I call it as process. That doing only I call it as process. I think all of you are clear about the basic things. Maybe we will have small break. 1, 2, 3 break. And you can write your questions related to this subject. Understand? Ask only about this. I don't want your questions about whether it is. There are so many, especially these guys, the moment I tell them to ask questions, first question, Vastu is true or astrology is true, or will this stone work for me or that stone work for me? If just a stone can change your life, you are nothing more than a stone. Anyhow. And no other questions, please put only on this science or whatever I spoke now. Maybe all other questions I will answer evening or tomorrow. All your FAQs. There is a set of FAQs. If Indians are there, I know the set of questions. If Westerners are there, I know the set of questions. And if NRIs are there, there is a different kind of questions. So, all those questions I will answer maybe by today evening or tomorrow morning. Now, we will analyze only this subject, so that we can enter into the process. We can enter into the process. 100 TPS is physical layer, 80 is air energy layer, the 60 is, this is just an understanding. Don't think exactly, no, I am in between 61 and 60, which layer I am caught. Don't ask all those doubts. This all will be from the professional seekers. Now in the West there is a group of people, their profession is seeking. Nothing else. Their whole day profession is just going here, going there, doing this, doing that. They will find some stone, some pendulum, something, this, that, some crystal. They will say, oh, this is radiating energy. I could feel the energy. I could feel the energy. Somehow I didn't feel anything. No, sometimes these guys, then I just, not to hurt them, oh yes, there is full of energy, take it and go quickly. Please go quickly. What to do? The energy is the experience which happens inside. Not some stone or pendulum or some these, that things. So much of nonsensical theories and books are being sold in this country. I understood one thing. Anything you write which should be impractical sells here. You need just, I can give you 3 tips to become a great philosopher. Write which you yourself can't practice. Second thing, just talk only about problem, nothing else. And third thing, important thing, never give solution. You can become a great philosopher in 30 days. I don't know why so much. The problem is that you don't need enlightenment to teach in the Western developed civilizations. That is the problem. In India, somehow it is engraved in your heart, unless you walk the path, don't talk. It is engraved in the inner space. Unless you yourself know it completely, side effect and after effect and everything, do not talk. That has gone into the system. Unless the person is enlightened, it's considered as a worst conspiracy against the humanity. Teaching before enlightenment is the worst conspiracy against against the humanity. If you are still seeker, and one funny thing, one beautiful thing, not even one beautiful thing with the Indian tradition is, if you are a seeker, you are taken care. You are not forced to do a business for your survival. You are given food, shelter, everything with respect. If we do that, then the seekers will not be forced to start teaching. They will mind only their job. Alright, maybe later on we can try all these things. Put questions only on this subject, we will answer, we will study.